Well, hello everyone. I'm sorry for the terrible lighting and the shakiness. I have a gooseneck phone holder and I have grow lights because I have a north-facing window. But that's not what this video is about. I am Mary, or Hawk as you might know me. I am the owner of Hockey Arts and Tarot, and yes, this is scripted so my ADHD brain can focus and be articulate. But I am the owner of the Etsy shop Hockey Arts and Tarot that I recently opened. I might have advertised on my shorts about. And I run currently, as of this video, divination and tarot services, and I want to talk about what you can come to expect from that type of thing as of this video, because I am very new to Etsy and selling on Etsy, and I want to make sure that my prices, because I do sell services, I want to make sure that they are both fair for my audience and people who need insight and help, as well as fair for me because I don't have a day job right now and currently am relying on my Etsy, but I'm not saying that for a sob story, it's genuinely the truth. I wanted to talk about what to expect and how things might go down if you book a reading with me. I'm still very new to selling my services. I've done tarot readings before and people say I'm pretty accurate, but I'm new to selling my services. So my services are divination and tarot readings, and I want to talk about what to expect, like I said earlier. So currently I do two types of readings as of this video: love in general, love being around 15, in general being 25. The reason it's 25 is because it's going to be a longer video that I record for you, as well as more insight than just a more targeted love reading. It's more general and it can affect more things. And I'm still figuring out prices, like I said earlier, because I don't know what is fair for both me and you. And I want to make sure it's fair to both of us. And prices might be updated depending on feedback that I get and what I feel observationally and intuitively should be changed for, obviously, making it affordable for you guys, but I still make some money. That's basically what it is. So, to start, I will be recording. I don't do Zoom or Skype because I don't have the funds to do that. If I have to pay for it right now, like, it's a little higher than I want to, so right now I'm just going to record videos and send it to you over Etsy or your email, depending on what you prefer. So I would ask that you ask a few questions, ideally pertaining to a subject you wish to gain divinatory insight into. Then it can be yes-no questions, and also some like general divination like questions, like life questions. So you have like a main question. If you have a couple yes-nos off that, it's fine to ask that. I'd say up to like 3 to 4 questions to start is generally ideal. And again, they can be yes, no, or general. And you can also pick divination styles if there are specific spirits that you want me to connect to, be it your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, deity that you connect with or worship, your ancestors, whatever the case may be. Do specify that, because obviously I want to make sure that you are getting not only what is helpful for you, but also what you were hoping for in that sense, because like I can't necessarily say what you want to hear, but if you want specifically to connect with your ancestors through this reading, I want you to specify that so I know, okay, when I'm connecting to you and your energy, I'm also connecting to your ancestors, for instance, for insight and advice. So you can do that, and I have a lot of divination styles that I do. So I do runes, so I do witches runes, as well as the Elder Futhark, divination-wise. I also, sorry for the shakiness, I do pendulum and pendulum boards, as well as bones. Yes, I am a bone reader, so if you want me to use these bones I have for divinatory insight for you, I am more than willing to do that. I feel like that would be very useful ancestrally, or to connect with someone who has passed on that's a loved one. I feel like that'd be very useful. And I also have pendulums and pendulum boards that I made. So let me try to not shake the camera too hard, but I have a pendulum board or two that I have made myself. And I also have dice, like the astro dice. So if I can try to find that. Sorry for the shakiness again. It's not very professional, but I do services. Within my services, I will generally use my astro dice within the reading so that you can have better insight into the energies surrounding your reading, and maybe some numbers that might be significant, some astrological things that will be significant, some timing that I think Astro Dice is very useful for the timing of your reading if you're looking for like a timeline. That's generally what I'm going to do. I also do bibliomancy through the Book of Answers. I got this over the holidays from my uncle, and it has all sorts of things. So I would ask the question, I'd flip over, and it says random stuff that will be like a question, answer to your question. So like your yes/no question. That if you want it more than just a yes or a no, that's a very good way to do it. I also do oracle cards. So oracle cards, like the traditional ones that come out, like say the Earthcraft or the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, in which case I will rely on the book a little bit, because although I know some of the symbolism off the top of my head, the guidebooks help me to articulate better what I am thinking and feeling. Like what I'm feeling intuitively and what I'm receiving message wise is not always the easiest to articulate for me. I do struggle with articulation sometimes as a result of being autistic in my circumstance. So it doesn't necessarily hinder me. I still feel intuitively, I still receive the message. I'm just trying to articulate it in a way that is understandable to both me and you, if that makes sense. And also, I have my own cards that I made. So these cards are like similar to oracle cards. They're more specific. They're not quite tarot and they're not quite oracle. They are oracle in the sense that they're not tarot, but they are more like, if you really want like to know, okay, what are specific energies that aren't immediately addressed by the tarot reading part or by the oracle or whatever divination thing. If you want deeper insight and more clarification on that insight, this is the deck that I will be using for that. So this says Earth, like grounding, or like I will shuffle and I will get Flight of the Witches. So if you dabble in entheogens, obviously if you don't, it's a whole other thing, but if you dabble in entheogens for your ritualistic or insight purposes, that type of thing, it'll tell you that type of thing when it comes to your reading. And if I feel I want to, which I will most likely be sticking to this divination style for the most part, and then using the other divination styles to supplement, I will be using some tarot. I usually don't use the Muse Tarot for others. That's just the one that was on hand. I might use it for others, but I typically use the White Newman A Sacred Animal Tarot because it has 2 extra cards that are very helpful that go beyond just the tarot, but it's mostly the normal Rider-Waite-Smith style tarot. It just has 2 extra cards that are very useful. And those are the divination styles. So to recap divination styles, I do runes, astro dice, pendulum board, like spirit boards, bones, bibliomancy, oracle cards, handmade cards, tarot, and on top of that, anything that comes through intuitively or channeling wise, I will absolutely tell you, because hey, that's why you booked a reading. You wanted that insight. And so anything that I receive, whether or not it's something you necessarily want to hear, but it's meant for you, I will tell you, because obviously what's for your best and highest good and will help you forward in this situation. It may not always be what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. And that's the type of thing I will be giving you. I will give you what I feel, not even feel, what I receive and feel to be intuitively to be the best information for you. And whatever I receive, and that's through spirit or whoever I'm connecting to that you want me to connect to, your energy, whatever I'm picking up on, I will absolutely let you know, because I want things to be transparent. And yes, like I said earlier, this will be recorded, the questions will be, and you have up to 1 additional question for free, although it's not explicitly stated in my Etsy and I might need to update that. You have like 1 additional question for free that I will record like a side video for, because I feel like if you need special clarification that is not answered within the reading, I feel it is my duty to answer that for you. So you have up to 1 for free, basically. And any questions that I feel like need to be answered that like pop up, like I sense, oh, this is a question that you will have that needs to be answered, I will absolutely do my due diligence and answer that and do further insight beyond the questions that you give. because obviously you're going to ask your initial questions, but there will be more questions that pop up, like, oh, how will this happen, or in what way, what's the timing for this, what do you mean by this, type of thing, like from spirit. That's, I'll get clarification on, because I feel it's my duty as a reader to provide you with the best, most helpful service. And with that being said, I will disclaim that my tarot services are for entertainment purposes only. I cannot give legal advice, I cannot give medical advice. I can give insight, but I can't say definitively like legal or medical things for legal reasons. Like, I can't, but I can try to give insight, like for like how's the healing going. I might be able to do that, but I can't give you actual medical diagnostic advice or legal advice. And just obviously use common sense and go with your gut. If you feel like I can't do this at this point in time, totally fine. Not every piece of insight that I will glean is necessarily for the immediate time in the present. Sometimes it's for some time in the future. So that is always something to be aware of. And I will try to get to your reading, like answer it and deliver your reading within a week or two of you having ordered it, because obviously depending on my schedule, depending on how many other readings I have, depending on medical things for me that might pop up, or life things, it might take a little time, but do expect it within a week or two, like 2 weeks max of you ordering, that you will receive the reading, because I want to make sure that you get the insight that you paid for, the insight that you wanted you get the divination reading that you booked. Basically, I want you to make sure you get what you paid for. So to recap the whole video, I offer 2 types of readings right now on Hockey Arts and Tarot. Just ask up to 3-4 questions to begin with. It can be general or yes, no. I offer the divination services that I listed earlier. Additional questions and insight will be given as per my intuition, what I sense, and anything beyond that, you have one additional question, like beyond my reading that I record for you, will be given one free of charge, and anything relating to it, to your reading, I will like record and send to you, because like what I mean by that, I mean like me anointing myself and calling in your spirit guides or whoever you want me to connect to, your energy. I want to make sure that is recorded in case there is additional insight you can glean from that is helpful for you. So that is something I will do, and expect to receive the reading within 2 weeks of you ordering. And I will make sure there is good communication, that I won't just fall off, because obviously you booked a reading. It's important that I give you insight that you paid to get insight into. You know what I mean? I give you the insight that you paid to receive, even if it's not necessarily what you want to hear, but it's what's for your best and highest. I want to make sure I give you the thing that you paid for, is essentially what I'm saying. And so I hope this was understandable, this video. It's a little all over the place, but I just wanted to let people know what they're in for when they book a reading with me. So with that being said, thank you for supporting, even if it's just like clicking on my Etsy page, listening to this video, even if it's not directly paying for a reading. I appreciate any and all support that I get. And with that being said, this is Hawk, signing out. Thank you for being an awesome person. Stay magical.